afternoon, I'm Mai Rodriguez. Today on Newsfeed at noon. Several areas suspend in-person classes as temperatures are expected to hit dangerous levels. European leaders vow support for Ukraine following Volodymyr Zelensky's explosive meeting with U.S. President Donald Trump. The Vatican reports further progress on the Pope's health but says his prognosis remains guarded. And get to know the winners in this year's Oscar Awards. Thanks for joining us. Some areas in Metro Manila suspend face-to-face classes as Weather Bureau Pag-asa projects intense heat today. Let's get more details from Paolo Barcelon, who's on the scene for us at Pag-asa's headquarters in Quezon City. So, Paolo, how hot will it be for the remainder of the day?
Well, Mai, good afternoon to you. Today's heat index is expected to reach up to 46 degrees Celsius, and the Weather Bureau says this may last until tomorrow. This means Metro Manila will experience heat that is classified by the Weather Bureau as under the danger level. Heat index is the measure of heat that people can feel in a certain area and is different from the actual air temperature. Hot temperatures are also expected in nearby areas such as Central Luzon, with temperatures in Clark, Pampanga reaching also to 46 degrees, and in Aurora up to 49 degrees. As you've said, Mai, due to the heat, several areas have already suspended classes, the most recent being Manila, as Mayor Honey Lacuna suspended classes at 10 this morning, and Marikina City as announced by the City Public Information Office. Now, before this, Mai, several cities in the metro have already suspended classes or shifted to online asynchronous learning, such as Malabon, Valenzuela, Las Piñas, Parañaque, and Caloocan. Lasal Green Hills is also shifting to online learning due to the high heat. Now, Mai, so far, Pag-asa has not yet monitored any low-pressure areas that can change our current weather pattern. Mai?
Paolo, are these temperatures normal? I know we've seen these temperatures also in the past years, but many are asking, is this an indication that we are already going towards the dry season or summer?
Yes, Mai. Actually, we've just finished an interview with Pag-asa's climatology section, and they mentioned to us that they're closely monitoring the situation from today up until the succeeding days. But normally, Mai, we can expect the onset of the summer season around the April or May months. So in the next few days, as the temperatures go up, Pag-asa will be closely monitoring this. And just to add, Mai, they're also advising local government officials as well as schools to closely check and monitor the weather situation that is given by Pag-asa so that they could make informed decisions about whether or not to suspend classes or to shift to online or asynchronous learning. Mai?
So, Paolo, one more question. Napaaga ba ang summer? Kasi nung just this weekend, this onset of March, ang init-init na.
Well, Mai, we talked to Pag-asa earlier, and they said that they haven't gotten any record yet, or they're still closely monitoring, but they did notice a rise in temperatures over the last few weeks and days. But so far, their forecast is still that we might see the onset of the summer season around the April or May months. But just like they said, the weather changes every day. It's variable. So we might see either an early declaration or probably within the April or May season. They're still closely monitoring. Kanilang binabantayan pa din itong weather patterns na meron tayo dito sa ating bansa. Back to you, Mike.
All right, thank you. Paolo Barcelon reporting live from the Pag-asa headquarters. As temperatures rise, the health department warns against heat illnesses. These include heat cramps and heat exhaustion, which could lead to heat stroke. Health officials are urging precautions, including staying hydrated, wearing loose clothing, and using protection against sunburn, such as hats, umbrellas, and sunblock. The public is also advised to limit outdoor activities between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. The Bureau of Fire Protection urges the public to be more cautious, especially this fire prevention month. On Bilyonaryo News Channel's Weekend Agenda, the BFP says that while fire incidents have gone down, everyone should still watch out for the common causes of fire.
Sa ngayon po, ganun pa rin ang lumalabas, electrical causes of fires pa rin tayo na nangunguna ayon sa mga investigasyon ng sunog. Kaya tayo po ngayon ay patuloy pa rin ang pagpapaalala, lalo't higit dito sa responsible use ng ating mga kuryente, ng ating mga appliances, lalong-lalo na po sa octopus connection. Dahil ito nga, mainit na naman ang panahon, kaya sigurado tayo ang mga electric fan. Sana po bigyan din nila ng oras ng pahinga. Sumusunod po dyan ay open flame. Ito naman po may kinalaman sa paggamit ng gasera, kandila, mga iniiwanang niluluto at gano'n na rin po yung proper disposal ng ating sigarilyo.
The BFP also says it continues to modernize its operations by procuring equipment that will help them better fight forest fires and blazes in high-rise buildings. Oil prices are falling the first week of March. Fuel companies have announced the cost of gasoline will decrease by 90 centavos per liter, while a rollback of 80 centavos is set for diesel. Kerosene prices will go down big time by 1 peso and 40 centavos per liter. The Energy Department has said factors for the rollback include sluggish fuel demand in South Korea and easing tensions between Russia and Ukraine. The Commission on Elections and the National Police tackle security measures following incidents of poll-related violence. Joash Malimban joins us on the line for more on this story. Joash, go ahead.
My Comelec Chairman George Garcia met with the Philippine National Police this morning to discuss the election-related violence, especially in the areas within the Bangsamoro region. We just got a word from Comelec Chairman George Garcia. As early as next week, new classifications of the areas of concern categories will be released by the Comelec and the PNP. According to Garcia, the closed-door meeting today with the PNP aims to strengthen election law enforcement in the country, especially within BARM. In addition, Garcia said that they are aiming to dismount private armies and different armed groups that may disrupt the elections. As of now, specific data are still not available, but Garcia said that they will release an updated information on the number of election-related violence incidents. In an earlier statement, Garcia said that new areas will be added under the red category areas of concern, especially in Maguindanao and Cotabato. This pertains to localities with a high number of recently recorded violence. A video went viral in February when Dato Piang Vice Mayor Omar Samama was shot in broad daylight while delivering a speech. Garcia claimed that this was election-motivated. The PNP and the AFP are still investigating the said incident. The BARM parliamentary elections was earlier moved to October 13. This move aims to strengthen the security measures within the region before the parliamentary elections. In addition, 7 seats from Sulu will be reapportioned from Sulu until May. Based on the Comelec's latest report, at least 2.31 million ballots will be printed and distributed after the reopening of the COC filing in June. These ballots will include the photos of the candidates, the logos of the party list, and none of the above option for the candidates. Mai.
Thank you, Josh Malimban, for that report. Keep us posted. As the campaign season intensifies, so does fake news. That warning from President Bongbong Marcos, who urges the public to be cautious against the proliferation of disinformation online.
Kakambal ng kampanya ay ang mga intriga at batuhang putik na tinatawag na fake news. Kaliwat kanan na rin yan. Kaya dapat maingat tayo mga mamamayan. Sabi nga natin, ang bagong Pilipino ay marurunong kumilatis sa tama at maling impormasyon. Kaya ngayon, laghanap na naman ang fake news at disinformation. Dapat extra ingat lumpo tayo sa mga nababasa natin online. Pero hindi rin naman yan mahirap. Ang isa sa mga kinatutuwa ko sa mga rally na pinupuntahan namin ay nakikita ko mismo yung mga sumusuporta sa atin sa alyansa. Sila ay tunay na mga tao, tunay na Pinoy. Hindi lang ito mga keyboard warrior o troll, mga totoong tao po sila.
The president did not name any individual in his vlog, which came amid heightened tensions between Malacanang and the previous administration. Last week, Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin called former President Rodrigo Duterte a one-man fake news factory after Duterte accused Marcos of veering towards dictatorship. Turmoil within the president's communications office is showing no signs of easing. New PCO chief Jay Ruiz faces scrutiny over alleged business dealings with government agencies before his appointment. These include a contract with a state-run PTV. The company's general manager, Tobina Brida, has allegedly threatened to expose other active contracts linked to Ruiz. This comes as Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin ordered the courtesy resignations of PCO presidential appointees. Employees are now said to be scrambling for survival by seeking to retain their positions or secure promotions. The PCO has yet to respond to our requests for comment. Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky still optimistic he can salvage his relationship with U.S. President Donald Trump. In a public spat on Friday, Trump accused Zelensky of being ungrateful for U.S. aid, of showing disrespect to his country, and of risking World War III. But Zelensky says he does not believe Washington will stop its assistance to Ukraine. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer shares this sentiment.
Nobody wanted to see what happened last Friday, but I do not accept that the US is an unreliable ally. The US has been a reliable ally to the UK for many, many decades and continues to be.
Starmer also says the UK will continue to provide military assistance to Ukraine and increase economic pressure on Russia.
The UK is prepared to back this with boots on the ground and planes in the air. Together with others, Europe must do the heavy lifting. But to support peace in our continent and to succeed, this effort must have strong US backing.
After his fiery exchange with President Trump, Ukraine's Zelensky was warmly welcomed by King Charles at Sandringham. Zelensky was in London over the weekend for talks on European defense. As for the King's invitation to Trump for a second state visit, British Prime Minister Starmer says he sees no need to cancel it over the American president's row with Zelensky. An update now on Pope Francis, who's been battling double pneumonia. In a sign of progress, the Vatican says the 88-year-old pontiff no longer requires the use of mechanical ventilation to breathe, but he is continuing to receive oxygen through a small nasal tube. The Vatican says the Pope remains stable and has not had a fever. Francis has been in Rome's Gemelli Hospital for more than 2 weeks. In a written message, he thanks the public for the prayers. He says he feels all the affection and closeness as if he is carried and supported by all God's people. We're taking a break. Up ahead, the Philippines records more tourist arrivals last year. The details when Newsfeed at Noon returns.
every morning.
We won't mention it.
Let's start your day right and laugh with fun. Join Paulo Del Rosario
So excited to bring it all here for you.
and Asis Carillo.
Always a pleasure sharing our mornings with you. Don't forget, wherever this day takes you, choose joy and spread kindness.
And Monique Guzon.
Your mornings are more fun with us. Join us in the next hour for stories and conversations that matter.
Only here on
It's a beautiful day.
Good morning, I'm Mikey Oreta and you're watching Business 360 where we break down the numbers,
This week we saw the S&P 500 make a new historic high.
connect the dots,
I withdrew from the World Health Organization.
and give you the developments and insights you need to navigate, adapt, and lead. Real Corporation is funding artificial intelligence and data science research at the University of the Philippines.
Business 360, hosted by Mikey Oreta,
Keep it here on BNC.
the Bilyonaryo News Channel.
You're back at Newsfeed at noon. Headline inflation may slow to 2.6% in February. That's according to a Business World poll of 18 analysts. The projection falls within the central bank's forecast range of 2.2 to 3%. It is also lower than 2.9% inflation print in January. The drop in inflation could strengthen the case for BSP to start cutting interest rates this year, but risks remain, including volatility in food and energy prices. In what is seen as a sign of strong recovery for the tourism sector, nearly 15 million foreign tourists visited the country last year. That means international arrivals are approaching the pre-pandemic level of over 17 million visitors in 2019. Most of the tourists came from South Korea at almost 2 million visitors. That's followed by the U.S. at over 1 million and China at 500,000. This growth comes as the Immigration Bureau also accelerates efforts to streamline immigration procedures and modernize border security to make travel to the Philippines faster and more efficient. More foreign capital exited the Philippines for the second straight month in January. Foreign portfolio investments recorded a net inflow of nearly $284 million, more than triple the $75 million posted in the same period last year. But the figure was lower than the $487 million in December. According to RCBC Chief Economist Michael Ricafort, the continued capital outflows reflect global investor sentiment amid uncertainties in U.S. monetary policy, geopolitical tensions, and market volatility. Still to come, the winners in this year's Oscars. Keep it here on Newsfeed at noon. You're still watching Newsfeed at noon. It's that time of the year when Hollywood stars gather for the industry's biggest night. And this year's big winner, Anora, which won Best Picture, Best Original Screenplay, and Best Film Editing. Sean Baker was also hailed Best Director. Mikey Madison won Best Actress for her role in Anora, while Adrian Brody won Best Actor for his performance in The Brutalist. Zoe Saldana was Best Supporting Actress for Emilia Perez, while Kieran Culkin, who starred in A Real Pain, was Best Supporting Actor. In music, Charli XCX wins big at the Brit Awards. She picked up 5 awards, including Album of the Year for Brat. Charli also won Artist and Songwriter of the Year, Best Dance Act, and Song of the Year for Guess.
Thank you to all the artists out there who feel like they don't fit in, but are brave enough to try and be rejected a million times. I share this with you. Thank you so much. Keep partying.
U.S. singer Chapel Rowan, also a big winner as she won International Artist of the Year, while her single Good Luck Babe was International Song of the Year. Sabrina Carpenter also got her flowers as the first international recipient of the Global Success Award. In sports, 3 down, 1 to go for Barangay Ginebra San Miguel in the PBA Commissioner's Cup semifinals. The Gin Kings cruised past the North Fort Batang pair Sunday with the final score not even close, 127-100. Best player of the game, Jamie Malonzo, top scored for Ginebra, hitting 4 of his 5 triples to finish with 25 points plus 8 rebounds. Ginebra still leads this series 3-0. Game 4 is on Wednesday, March 5. Meanwhile, no goodbyes just yet for the rain or shine Elasto Painters. ROS stuns the TNT Tropang Giga in the first game, 103-98. Best player of the game, Adrian Nocum, paced the E-Painters with 16 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists. TNT also leads this semi-series 2-1. The FEU Lady Tamaraos finally charging their way to victory in UAAP Season 87. The Moraita Bay squad escaped the Ateneo Blue Eagles in a 5-set showdown Sunday at the Mall of Asia Arena. Jerzel Petalio led FEU with 18 points, off 16 kills and 4 blocks. She also had 14 excellent receptions. In the first game, the De La Salle Lady Spikers get back on track by defeating the UP Fighting Maroons in 4 sets. Angel Canino top scored for the girls from Taft with 24 points built on 20 attacks and 4 blocks. And before we go, a new Greek restaurant by Robbie Goko is promising healthy treats with an aesthetic and relaxing view. Our lifestyle host, Marie Lozano, gives us a look.
Wellness is more than just a trend these days. It's a lifestyle. And at the heart of it is the food we eat. The latest buzz, longevity food, meals designed to help us live longer. For this week's Bilyonaryo Bites, our food hunt took us all the way to Silang, Cavite. Chef Robbie Goko of Sima Restaurant is cooking up something different with his latest concept. This is Elea, from the Greek word Elia, meaning olive.
Elea, it means olive. We're all getting of age. We have to eat well. So the thrust is really coming out with food that promotes well-being and longevity.
Chef Robbie isn't just serving the typical farm-to-table food famous in the area. He is introducing a way of eating that's meant to make us live longer. Just like the Mediterranean diet, the dishes here are rich in healthy fats and packed with vegetables. The same kind of eating that helps centenarians or people live over 100 years old in blue zones or longest living communities in the world.
In Greece, 85 to 90% of the Greek household of the olive oil that's consumed is extra virgin olive oil.
Yes.
And I experienced that myself. Yes. So I'm trying to do that here in Elea.
I came here alone, but as they say, Greek food is meant to be shared. So Chef Robbie sat with me, but served an overwhelming 14 Greek dishes.
We just had the starters and we're still working our way to the main course.
If there's one thing Filipinos and Greeks have in common, it's their love for a food feast.
Okay, now, Chef, you remind me of a Greek grandmother who will feed you. You're bringing in all of the Greek dishes that you have here.
More than just using a variety of vegetables, fruits, nuts, and grains, longevity food is all about using the freshest, highest quality ingredients. But, as with everything, balance is key. The paidakia, or lamb chops, is paired with ladera, a vegetable dish slow-cooked in olive oil, tomatoes, onions, and herbs. The grilled fresh lapu-lapu is served with lado lemono sauce, a good mix of olive oil and lemon. And of course, no Greek feast is complete without the classics, tara masalata, tzatziki, and the horiatiki salad.
The idea is perfect simplicity.
And to complete the experience is the fresh air and a relaxing ambiance here in Silang, Cavite. Here's the thing, longevity food isn't actually new. But as more people move away from quick fix diets, they're going back to something that is tried and tested. A way of eating that stood the test of time and helped generations live well into their hundreds. When food is good, eating well isn't just easy. It becomes a way of life. Marie Lozano, Bilyonaryo News Channel.
Nothing like Greek food to make your mouth water. And those are the news this hour. I'm Mai Rodriguez. Keep it here on the Bilyonaryo News Channel. Good afternoon.